You know what? We just did the Wayne's World thing there. We're doing the countdown. 5, 4, 3. Before the stream starts. Well, Carl Williamson got it today. Well
Way to
done,
go, Carl.
Yeah, for getting ET. And then Phil, I think you were next. And then Lou, you were next. And then a lot of people thought Terminator. And I did like the idea of Lost Boys. Because I remember us seeing very similar to that in the Lost Boys, which was cool. Okay, this is my good buddy Russell, who I've known since the year dot. And what we're going to be doing tonight. Hello, Christian from Grantham.
Hey, Christian.
Let's give it up big time. Hello, Christian from Grantham. Now let's get cracking.
There is beer tonight.
That's right. We're drinking some. What are you drinking? Budweiser.
You're on the Bud and you're on
and I've got some Shepherd Neame & Co. Strong Pale Ale.
It's all cool.
Don't delay.
We've
Buy
already,
some today.
We've already had a couple of these. Now Russell lives in Portsmouth. So
I do.
Anyone who's visited Pompey and the Victory and the Dockyards and Gunwharf Quays, this is Russell's hometown.
I own it all.
He's come up to visit me and everyone's saying hello to you, as you can see there. So I thought it would be fun as a bit of a change to actually talk about how we met. And basically we met through Blockbuster Video, and I think that's just going to start a whole tree of retro stuff from movies to games to pop culture to everything else, because we pretty much cover now almost 3 decades.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's quite cool. Now, I am aware tonight that I might sound a little bit echoey, and so does Russell. It's because we're sharing this microphone right here, because the lavalier
not in a
mics
strange way.
won't hear him. Yeah, we don't share like that. Play up, Pompey. Now, thank you for all the people that are tuning in tonight rather than watching the Arsenal-Tottenham game. We're far more entertaining than the Arsenal-Tottenham game.
All we know about Arsenal is that they continually try to walk it in. That's the end of my football knowledge.
The good thing is, me and Russell aren't really soccer fans, are we?
No, NFL all the way.
We love the NFL, but unfortunately for his sins, Russell is a
Detroit Lions fan.
Did they win at all?
We won 3 times last season.
It's not good.
It's going to be a great one this time round. It can't be much worse.
Oh, bless. Now, I have seen a couple of people on Facebook and social media talking about a couple of model collections first. The Batmobile. I'm going to get news tomorrow about what's happening with the Batmobile and the Bullet Mustang. I have got a conversation with Eagle Moss. As far as I'm aware, it's still delayed. So I know there's a website up for it, but that's been up for quite a while, that website. So I will get news to you on social media what's going on with that. I'm also aware that the full run has now started of the Thanos Gauntlet, which I did have one somewhere. Oh, it's back there.
Back there,
yeah. But for a full-size version, it's ginormous.
Right.
You can wear it.
Yeah,
so
sweet.
Just click your fingers. So that's going to be good. If that's in France, I don't know if that's going to appear anywhere else at all as well. I have got some builds coming to the channel as well. Thank you, Renosian. Let me just highlight your message there. Hello from York. We liked York.
Well,
we had a good time in York. Drunk time. I like your pub there, the Golden Fleece. It's a very nice pub.
Yeah.
Having fun on my holiday, but can't stay. I ended up in hospital on Tuesday. That's not good, because you've got your little finger caught in a lift.
Ouch.
Wow, that's not good. But thank you for the Titanic comments that you've been putting on the videos there. Oh, you like the Stormtroopers? This is from Partwork Upgrades. Look, they're there. And I've got a goblet with a Terminator hand on it, but I've left it in the house. Unfortunately, I didn't put my beer in it. I should have done that. But it's really meant for holding wine, so I don't think I can put beer in it. I'm glad, Anthony Oates, you received your prize, and I believe Robert Beveridge received his prize as well, although he's in Germany today, so he won't be able to get that. And Chris Morris, yours has been posted to you, but you're over in Georgia, in America, so there you go. I don't do football either. Rather have my eyeballs waxed. Very good. So tonight we're just going to be talking pretty much retro stuff and what's going on. Hi Wayne, I was at Insomnia and I was going to come say hello. However, alcohol games, you know. I had recently signed up to build the DeLorean and build the Barman. I'll say hello next time. Ryan, I'm going to be at Insomnia in August as well. With my son and also my other sons. 2 sons are going, and his brother. Russell.
That's right. Yeah.
Russell didn't turn up, but his brother did. So
well, he was representing me. I mean, what can you do?
So it's all cool. So we've been having a chat today, pretty much about some of the retro stuff we've got at the moment. In particular, comic books, because it's just been announced that the producers of Moon Knight are now lining up to do the next Fantastic Four movie. And I liked Moon Knight, which I thought was good. And you liked Doctor Strange, but
the new Doctor Strange, yeah, I thought it was good. It had a little quite a lot of nuances in there for any fans of the of the books and such, and lots of history in it. Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
I haven't seen it, but Russell, you've been collecting comics.
Oh, since I was like 4 or 5, sort of thing. It's been a roller coaster over the years. There were, I don't know, maybe a decade or so in there where I wasn't collecting at all. But yeah, it's changed a lot over the years. The production alone. Back in, say, I don't know, the 80s, 90s, there were, let's say Marvel's Amazing Spider-Man. They were printing like a million copies each publication, which is huge. And now we're down to, I think it's about 150,000 copies, which is huge number drops.
There's not many. But then when I first met you, you were collecting Fantastic Four. You were collecting Hawk and Dove. Hawk and Dove were DC as well, weren't they?
DC's, yeah.
So primarily you were collecting DC apart from
Hawk and Dove were like a minor thing. It was more Justice League, Action Comics, Detective Comics, Batman, everything. Loads of Marvel as well.
Lobo.
X-Men and...
remember Lobo?
You were a Lobo fan. Big Lobo fan. He was great fun. He was a great fun character. But yeah, things have changed so much. They've stopped and started so often, and now they've got much better with their, I suppose, where they've told so many stories, and obviously continuing the art is difficult on and on and on. But what they've done now is they've managed to get like each canon of work, so different editors, different artists, different writers, they've all managed to work on certain books for a certain period of time. And then Marvel have been particularly keen on this idea, which is they end the run straight away. So it'll be literally 50 issues and then they'll end it and then they'll restart Spider-Man from 1 again or something like that. But they're getting a bit better with the continuity, especially DC. They've managed to hang on to a lot of legacy stuff.
I think DC, as I mentioned earlier to you, is losing the way with their films. Like, their films aren't as successful as Marvel, no. But I don't know why, because their characters are as strong as Marvel's.
To be honest, over the last 5 years, it's more. The guy who runs my local comic shop, Ian, lovely guy, at Ian's Books and Comics. He literally calls DC the Batman company now, because that's all they seem to produce. They just produce stories of Batman over and over again, and they all seem to forget that Superman and Wonder Woman are there. That's part of their holy trinity sort of thing. But when it comes to pure production on different stories, Batman's just firing it out all the time.
David Howells likes 2000 AD.
Oh, 2000 AD. Dan Sanders used to work with us at Blockbuster. He was a massive 2000 AD fan. Judge Dredd, can't go wrong with that. That's it. A bit of brutal justice.
And what do you think about making a sequel to Bullet? I don't think sequels or reboots, I think we've mentioned this on a stream before, really play off. I can't think of any that have been far better, apart from The Thing. Someone mentioned The Thing. The reboot for that was good.
Yeah, I liked the John Carpenter.
But you can't really count many, can you?
No. Even that. The Thing... The classic, the 50s one, was brilliant.
It was
absolutely brilliant. I think the John Carpenter one was just it took it to a different sort of level. But yeah, both equally. Just
Chris,
great,
making a couple. Chris is Fang Doc. He's a retired dentist.
Nice.
Any dentistry problems? You can go to Chris.
Yeah, cool.
See, now me and Russell, we met early 90s when I started Blockbusters.
I think it was back in 56. Yeah, we were part of this long wagon train moving east or something. I don't know where it was.
Russell was there before me, and I joined.
Oh, that's right.
We had the same taste in films, pretty much. And because
which was everything.
I think it was the repetitive nature of working in that video environment where you've got to remember videos were on tape and they were cycling through again and again, rewinding and auto playing themselves, which is why we came to the conclusion that most of our conversations was in film quotes. Did you realise that?
Well, we'd have games all day with the rest of the guys as well, where you literally try and talk. Oh, 2 seconds.
Oh,
there's a visitor. Visitors.
We've
somebody at the door.
We've got
Ian wants shameless advertising.
There you go. Shameless advertising.
There you go. So this is from Partworks Upgrade
I'm not
as
getting
well.
my shirt off. That's just crazy.
So as you can see, I'm pouring beer into what looks like a wine glass. Have you seen this?
It's a Terminator hand.
It's cool, isn't it?
That's sweet.
It looks like it's been snapped off the Terminator down there. Look at that.
He would have probably got further if he just had a few wines in the movie.
It's all good.
Always defeated. Never mind.
So basically, because of the repetitive nature, I think the Muppet Christmas Carol was one that springs to mind, that they play that again and again and again.
Your favourite, wasn't it?
And we can quote that the whole film, including
you can quote it. In the last 2 decades, I've managed to block it out of my mind after listening to it 7,000 times.
Disney's Aladdin. That's another one. They played over and over again.
Classic. Yeah, that was great.
And,
Lion King. God.
Lion King.
Jurassic Park.
And I'm trying to think that I think we're putting films on that kids shouldn't have been watching.
Yeah, that happened more than it should have, perhaps. You know,
And then we found our complete bond because we had to cover stores through the Christmas period because that's what we did. You know, we if we cover another store for a Christmas period, it means that our store could have gone out for a party and their store will cover us. And it's then that we discovered that we had an enormous love for Star Trek.
Yeah.
and in particular, it was Q Who first, then Best of Both Worlds. And then, it just went on from then. So we like Deep Space Nine. You like Voyager.
Yep.
What about Enterprise?
I watch it periodically. Every 2 years, I try to give it another go, and it's okay. I can get through it. You know,
but Russell likes Discovery, which I'm shocked about. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I thought Discovery was great. It was a whole new way of looking at things. I think it was similar in regards to the J.J. Abrams movies. You know, just a different way of looking at things. Shot differently. It's very similar to the movies, and I really enjoyed it. You know, and that's why I think I'm really going to enjoy it. I mean, I really loved the episode you sent over.
Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds.
We both watched Strange New Worlds now, and I think that's brilliant.
Yeah,
I think that's the way Star Trek should have been done before Discovery. I like Star Trek to be episodal rather than try and drag a story out along 12 or 10-ish, 10 stages.
Yeah, telling longer stories is sometimes a bit of a problem with those kind of shows, but yeah.
Wayne Brickles, what do I think of the new Doctor Who? I don't really watch Doctor Who, Wayne. So
Doctor what?
Doctor Who. Some
drawing a blank.
Must be a medical drama, I guess. So.
Is that like Grey's Anatomy? I don't know.
And Lou used to work in a video store, but you're only allowed to play music video or concert days. Oh, we played anything we wanted.
We wanted, yeah.
Even films which were questionably higher than a PG rating.
Well, we had a lot of good clients, didn't we? Really, people used to come and hang out with us because it was just more fun in the shop. You know, they just used to be with us all the time.
It's definitely one of my most favourite jobs, though.
Definitely,
wasn't it?
It was right up our street.
That's probably because I was a pushover.
Yeah. Well, no, you weren't. You know, it was.
But no, I mean, Happy Clans, Smiley Clans of Happy Town. That was
which was a child's cartoon, but it sounds like it really shouldn't be.
And we've had these stories before where. Blockbuster went through the change around about 96 where rather than just get individual films and put them on the shelf, you'll get your new releases and they'd normally fill up the top 3 layers of the shelves. They decided, wouldn't it be a good idea if you could plaster the wall with a brand new release so you've got hundreds of copies, so there's never going to be a problem with people getting hold of the copies of videos.
But there was. I
mean, from my memory, I think the first ones were 4 Weddings and a Funeral, so that must have been about 94.
94,
Mrs. Doubtfire. And I'm trying to think what the other one was.
Probably.
That was one of them. No, that was 92. That was before that. It was around about 94. And then the Flintstones came out, which was when they realised that strategy. I can't say the word
strategy.
Thank you. Russell will film.
It was not working. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was not working because no one actually rented the Flintstones. So they were left with absolutely loads. So it's joys like that where we have to make things what they call PVT or previously viewed tape, where we came into our own because previously viewed tapes were far cheaper than buying the new one. So our collection, our home video collection, consisted of lots of previously viewed tapes, and they were even
basically
cheaper.
We had to move out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Too many.
They were even cheaper if they had lost the covers. If there was no more insert, if they were Amray insert, the cover of the thing.
Yeah, we used to make our own generic one, didn't we?
Make our own generic
title, and that was that.
And it was cool. So that's how we managed to get pretty much hold of the whole Star Trek.
Yeah, the whole Star Trek collection.
back in the day, before DVDs, this was we could watch Star Trek to our heart's content. And then from there, we've got films which, when we're out and about, we're quoting all the time. I can name a few: JFK, Goodfellas,
Back
Godfather,
and To the Left.
Yeah, you see what I mean? It's just
we're going to trial here, y'all.
You remember my video renting service had a DVD rewind? What? Also, I wonder how many people actually tried using one, trying to rewind a CD.
I do recall a time when we first started to rent out PlayStations, the PlayStation 1. And guy brought it back into the shop and he was like, "This is not working." I was like, "Show me what you did." So I set it up for him. He pushed the button, opened the lid, and he threw the disc in. He just threw it in and closed the lid. I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Have you got a record player?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you just throw the record on the turntable?" He was like, "No, I put it on the slot." I was like, "You see that? You just click it on there, dude, and you'll be fine." He did not take it back. He just left it in half. That was it.
The other thing you don't realise about working in the video shop is every month they made us do a stock take. Do you remember? So it meant we had to scan everything in the store. Now, back in the day, again, barcodes wear out, scanners weren't good, so you're left with a whole pile of things that you used to have to type in. And those were the
That's why
nights
it was
you
so
had to
good.
do it after hours. You couldn't do it before hours. So sometimes we'd be going home at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So you can imagine we're putting 18 rated films on back then, or restricted, and just having a merry old time of it. But that is how I met my buddy Russell. and it's just gone on from then, because Russell, you stayed in Essex where we were living till about 97, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was early '97 when I left.
That's right. And then you went down to the south coast in Pompey.
Back home, yeah.
And that's
Home to
where
Portsmouth.
that's where he's been ever since.
That's it.
And
Sunny old Portsmouth.
no, movies were a no because people would just stop shopping and watch. Yeah, we stopped working and watched. I think most of the
That's
time,
what made our team
yeah,
successful.
that's what we
though.
did.
We'd watch a little bit, talk a little bit, and then rake in the cash.
Wayne, have you watched UFO on ITV? I haven't. No.
UFO.
Lou, back to what you said. To be honest with you, the those Christmas where we covered other stores, there was never any customers in there. So when I'm saying we're
No.
watching Star Trek, we were pretty much
Pretty
uninterrupted.
much just- yeah, that's
And
it.
what we'd do, we wouldn't even return tapes back to the
I mean,
shelves.
I
How
think-
bad are we?
One year in Ipswich, there was like
Yeah.
5 customers on Christmas Eve or something, or whatever it was. That was it.
Yeah. So what we did was we just did all of that work when we were locking up and just spent the night watching
That's
Star
it.
Trek.
Chilling
So
out. Those are the days.
you preferred Captain Picard over. I've got a place for Next Generation. You know what? Picard 2, season 2, I think lost its way a little bit. I did like
Yeah.
the last episode, but there's something about it that I don't know. It's just
It puts me in mind of other Star Trek episodes where they use relatively like current days. They come back in time to our time or somewhere close to us, and it's always a bit dull and it's lazy writing. But,
what about Babylon 5?
I never really watched Babylon 5 very
No.
much. I saw a few. I saw some of the movies, and they looked pretty cool. But I was never really watched much of it, to be fair.
Diabolique, did we have any celebrities come in the store? The only ones I can remember was Jet from the Gladiators came in to open the store.
Oh yeah,
remember that?
That's right. Yeah.
We had Jet. We had Mike Smith come into our Chelmsford store, who was married to Sarah Green from Blue Peter at one
Yeah,
time.
that's right,
Harlow
yeah.
had Michael Barrymore. We had
we were on the radio a couple of times
yeah.
advertising. I don't know what the hell we were.
Jerry Halliwell was in from Spice Girls, was in our Berkhamsted store, but never doing signings or anything like that. Phil, you never worked at a video store. You was a morgue attendant. Seriously?
Oh,
Wow.
nice job.
I've heard it's dead boring.
But I'm going to get you a small drum and cymbal for the rest of this show. Man, that was bad.
You worked in Blockbusters with the PS1. You know what?
Who worked?
Blockbusters for me was one of my
no,
favourite
yeah.
jobs. I have to say, Anthony. Where?
Yeah.
What Blockbusters did you work in? Did you work in the Portsmouth one at one time? No. You never worked there, no? You only ever Basildon.
Only ever
Oh wow.
And everywhere else they sent us around the London area.
Farscape. Do you remember these? Some of these shows.
Farscape. Yeah, I remember Farscape. They've
God.
just started showing that again on some of the one streaming site. I can't remember what
I
it
don't
is.
think anyone was aware of that, Phil. So even Troy's shocked.
What's that? Oh, what? He worked in Blockbuster.
You're full of surprises. I wouldn't have thought that. Was you joking or are you serious? That's crazy. You never
Well,
mentioned that
you know,
before.
When you think about how many jobs you've had over the year, I mean, you've had your fair share of jobs. I've had 2.
You've
perhaps two.
had double my fair share of jobs.
Yeah, you know. But I tell you what, the skills that I learned in Blockbuster took me to many other industries. The ability to smash in loads of data very, very quickly. Lots of companies like that.
all the puns are coming out now. Look, bet that was a dead end job.
Dedicated tricky.
Wayne, can you tell me what parties you get in stage 67 to 70 of the Ghostbusters, please? Oh, God, I can't remember. It's on the channel, Shane. And I do try and label every video up with the description of what's in it. But I get confused with what stage is to what issue is. I think we're up issue 35 next. That's coming.
Adrian's been watching Blake 7.
Phil's being deadly serious. Wow, you're going to have to tell me all about that one, Phil.
Phil, I'm going to buy you a small drum and cymbal. Holy shit.
You've been watching Blake 7. Blake 7's excellent. We got a I think I mentioned it before, a sci-fi and film museum here. They've got lots of props from Blake 7, which is called Orwak. What was the thing called in the box? I've asked this before. Orwak. You know the computer in the square box.
Oh Christ, I can't remember.
Someone's going to tell me.
Someone in the community will know for sure.
That's Mrs. Rodawayne. Can't type today. Oh bless. Essex, Southend-on-Sea. See, now Russell was from Note Bridge, Billericay, if you know that area, just south of Billericay, actually. So
yeah, we used to come down to Southend all the time, west Westcliff.
Yeah, Southend had their Blockbuster store on South Church Road. It's not there anymore. It's been knocked down. But it's that whole area we sort of covered. So we did Westcliff,
Yeah, we were around
Leonsea,
quite a lot.
Pitsea was run all the time.
Blockbuster
Canby
had a
Island.
great idea of literally putting one person in all their express stores.
Yeah.
So you were all alone practically all the time, which was,
Your local Blockbuster never had enough
Crazy.
copy of releases. Well, the small stores over here, Phil, they, as Russell said, they only have one person running them. So
That's
what
it.
would happen is either that person puts in a full day shift, which is from like 8 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, or you'd have one in the morning, one in the afternoon, but they were really short staffed. So if someone went sick, they relied on our bigger stores because we were in a superstore
we'd get called and go
to
on down.
provide staff for the smaller stores. And what happened was Blockbusters was only large stores, and then they bought out the Choices chain and the
Ritz.
Ritz chain,
Yeah.
and those Choices and Ritz became Blockbuster Express, and that's where that come from. But
And that was the beginning of the end.
but it's a shame because you know what, I do think there's still a nostalgia out there for the video store and the Friday night I go pick a movie and.
Yeah, I mean, if you go down to, I don't know, your local like boot sale any Sunday, you're going to see people wanting VHS and old cassettes and all sorts of stuff. You know, yeah, there's still a big, massive market for retro stuff.
Mike, I'm glad you brought that up about the VCRs were around 600. What people didn't realise in Blockbusters, if you lost a tape, say I'm going to use the Karate Kid because I always use that as a go-to movie, that you could buy the Karate Kid retail for let's say £9.99. But if someone lost a rental tape, we used to charge $79.99. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Because you're not only paying for the tape, but you're paying for the license to rent that tape as well. And customers couldn't get that. So if they'd lost the tape, they couldn't just buy a retail one and use it for rental.
Of course, customers didn't get that they had to return their tapes at
Yeah.
a time, a specific time. That was beyond a lot of people.
And they couldn't get the idea of putting the right tape in the box either.
No,
Because
no.
we got some questionable tapes sometimes.
Yeah, it's just like, we don't need your own home whatever movie, thank you.
Of course, we made
Those
copies.
were fun phone
We
calls.
made copies of those tapes before.
Those are fun phone calls.
Look at that. When tapes dropped, Lou's telling you about the price, $79.95 to $29.95. Collection grew tremendously. But that's the thing, Lou. I think both of us had extensive VHS collections.
Yeah, massive.
And then when DVD come out, all of those got either scrapped, boot sales, whatever,
Yeah.
and then it went to DVD.
I think I took my father took me down to the local one of the local boot sales in, I think it was, actually I would have moved to Gosport by then. So
Yeah.
I was in Hampshire and I'd just come back from wherever, another adventure, and he took me down to a boot sale. I had about 800 VHS tapes or something
Mostly with Blockbuster stickers on them.
something insane. We pulled in, I paid our fee for our little plot for the day. We weren't there 20 minutes because we were mobbed by all the other traders, and some guy gave me 500 quid for the whole lot. So I was like, yeah, thank you, bye. That was it.
Oh, God.
It's nuts.
Oh, Lou, you got shut down by Blockbusters. That's not good.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, that's not good at all. But you know what? That was their... I'm going to say that word. Strategy?
Strategy.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're going. I don't know how you get into strategy. It's a straggly strategy.
We're going to have a My Fair Lady session, I'm sure, after this too. The thing is, that was their strategy. Though they used to open stores. I remember one in Rayleigh. Do you remember in Rayleigh? Not Raleigh. In Rayleigh, we've got a place called Rayleigh in Essex. They opened the Blockbuster store right next to the Choices store. So we've got two video rental stores right next to each other. And that's how they used to get the business. And then what happened is the other business closed down and they just extended the shop. It's
nuts.
Business practices back then were terrible. But you know what? Everyone knows the failure that Blockbuster did. That they declined the Netflix sale, and then they thought that streaming service wouldn't catch on. And well, here we are today. I've got a lot of people. We mentioned this on the channel. Street Hawk, Manimal. Was that your era?
Street Hawk, yeah. Manimal, Automan, yeah. Airwolf. It was all there. All there for the taking.
You can see where I'm getting it from now. We're all the same. Now what you mentioned there is pretty much everything that people want models. They want models of Airwolf.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Automan car. It's just like a cursor, really, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know. I think it was over one of the old Lotuses, wasn't it? They just drew the white lines around a 80.
I guess so. Did you know?
Or something.
Well, I only found this out the other day because I thought there was like seasons and seasons of
No, I think it was just
13
13
episodes.
episodes. Yeah, it was just one season.
That's crazy.
That was it. Bang. I bet Manimal was the same as well. There was probably only I don't know.
Russell does. You don't build models, do you?
No, I don't. Well, when I was a kid, we used to do the Warhammer stuff.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
We used to build the little Warhammer stuff, and my brother used to paint them like all the dry brush techniques. He was brilliant at it. You know.
Saying that, Troy, Russell was a big fan of soldiers, army, strategy.
Miniature soldiers. That's right. When Mum threw that all away when I was away on one of my adventures one day, I came back, my entire Napoleonic era army all vanished. To the neighbour's kid. Unbelievable.
The funny thing is, I used to go around Russell's house, and you remember you used to have a pool table, and you used to have a whole battalion on one side, a whole battalion on the other side.
It was pretty much Waterloo every day.
Pretty much, and it weren't just the pool. You had them on the blooming bookcases as well. It's like flanking the positions.
It was, it was.
See, when it comes to
days and days of trying to set it all up.
When it comes to warfare and stuff, you remember I told you that I was interested in American Civil War and all that. It's because of this man here. He got me into the film Gettysburg with Jeff Daniels
and what a film.
Martin Sheen. Yeah, and from there, that's when I got interested in the American Civil War. But we've got a Jets fan in the house. And
Jets, Jets. Man, you guys suck.
And Sparky, yeah, you're right. North Street. I did work in North Street for a while. I had a terrible problem with air conditioning, so they couldn't stock chocolate because it just melted. But not
those were the good days.
They were.
When ice cream was about to melt, when the coolers broke down, it was like, away we go.
Thank you, and Aurak. I was right.
Aurak. I'm still not clear on what that is.
Blake
Aurak
7 was
it a computer console? Was it a
game
game console?
You had the great big console which looked like a planet. It was half a sphere on the wall, and then you had this little box, clear perspex box thing that talked.
That must have just passed me by.
And there was an episode where it's trying to confuse another thing and saying, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck? No? God. Or did I dream that? I might have dreamed
it. I don't know. We've drunk a lot over the years.
Blockbuster was at the end of Cranes Farm Road, Alex. It's on Miles Gray Road. So basically where Curry's and PC World is now and the Big Asda, it was on that retail park. It's now Carphone Warehouse and Costa Coffee.
That was Wiley Costa Coffee.
Yeah, folk. that was the old Blockbuster building. That whole building was the whole Blockbuster
we had the whole
building.
Thing, yeah.
So I was there for the opening of that store until 2000. I think I left in 2000.
Yeah.
I don't know, when did you leave? Did you leave before that?
97.
Oh, so you left before? Oh, yeah, you would have. Yeah, you would have. Yeah.
97, something like that.
So, but best years of my life, and it's just a shame Blockbusters went the way it did. But
well, there was nothing better than just chilling out, watching movies, talking movies, just having fun with. There's so many people coming into the shop all the time. It was just great fun. Just great fun. It was very. I mean, yeah, there was KPIs to watch out for, and we had productivities and things to hit and targets to meet. But luckily, most of the people around us, most of our team, everybody loved movies.
No, they did. Yeah.
There wasn't one person in there who wasn't some certified cinephile who was just crazy about films all the time.
Paul Hedder says, "Did Blockbusters have loved films rental through the post?" Or I think it's something. No, you had the film by post, and Love Film was one of the film by post. Blockbusters did their own thing to compete with that, and I think Netflix did that as well at one time. They
posted
for the
postage, yeah.
And then obviously that got phased out in phase of streaming as well. You bought ET when it came out. Wow. Cost me £68 for the guy who had a rental store. You see what I mean about the price of tapes when they came out, though?
I think we bought Flash Gordon, and it was about 70 quid.
You talk about late fees, DRN. Look, 50p. We didn't charge people for rewind, but we did charge them for late fees. The late fees were quite a lot. If it was an overnight video, which was like £3.50 new release, it was £3.50.
Yeah. A bad day was when we'd come in, we'd print off the late report, and it would be 25 pages from what are those old printers with the
dot matrix
printers with like 50 sheets on it, and you'd be like, "Oh Christ, I'm going to be here the whole day calling these people for pittance." Some of it was ludicrous. Some people owed hundreds, other people owed £1.50.
But the deal was that it wasn't just the case that you haven't returned the video on time. We had that report. We had to go and physically check on the shelves to see if that you might have, and we didn't scan it.
That's it. Find the barcode.
So when the video suddenly appears a day later, and we put in a comment, so yep, this is definitely late, and the customer then comes in and says, "I returned it on time."
And you're like,
"Oh, here we go again."
To the other shift. Someone doesn't know how to scan the barcode.
We had a Hastings bookstore that rented out movies all the way up to 2017. That was when they went bankrupt.
Wow.
You know, the biggest thing that started to be the beginning of the end for me is that when DVD come out, everyone, I don't. It's still the case today, and I don't know why the movie companies haven't figured onto this. Everyone had wanted the film at the same time that America had the film.
Yeah.
So to stop that, they created regions. So you had Region 0, or Region 1, sorry, was America. We were Region 2. And you couldn't play Region 1 DVDs on your Region 2 player unless you got it chipped or hacked and stuff like that. So what they started doing is people started to hack their DVD players, and then shops were selling the Region 1 discs in this country. And then when our trade, what do they called it, the trading standards knew about this, I don't know if it was illegal or it was against some policy. They'd confiscate all the stuff and shut the shops down. So in my day, when VHS was just coming, DVD hadn't just come out, I was getting Laserdiscs. But I would only get the Laserdisc. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
I
awesome.
had an extensive collection of Laserdiscs. But I was getting the Region 1 Laserdiscs. In fact, when I went to America in '97, there was a place in California called Ken Cranes. And they did Laserdiscs, and I was getting them imported in the UK. No problems at all. I didn't have to worry about the middleman because you couldn't get them from just a regular shop because of the reason I just told you. But it's still happening today that you're getting films released in America which aren't released in the UK, which then draws your attention to the dreaded piracy or bootleg problem. And we're seeing that now with Strange New Worlds. Because the folks over in America have got Paramount Plus, I believe that's what's on there. We're not getting that till June over here. And you've got loads of Star Trek fans who are like, well, this isn't fair. Why are you getting it first before us? Disney are onto the thing. They're like, well, if we're releasing this over in America, we're going to release it at the same time worldwide. And it cuts that out. Why there's still companies that do that think there's a window, I don't know. That's always annoyed me.
Yeah, that's it. And besides, with Paramount Plus, I mean, it's... Paramount have produced an awful lot of good things over the years, but their most well-known franchises are just the Star Trek ones. So what else is going to be on their streaming platform that's going to be new that people are actually going to want quickly? You know, apart from obviously the obvious one, the newest Star Trek. But why they're holding things back, unlike, like you said, Disney and everybody else, I've got no idea.
I do think it drives
I'm not sure
people.
what they think they're trying to make out.
I think it does drive people to bootleg. I think they can end that
It does, yeah.
straight away.
Yeah.
If they do that. And if it's because of lots of money, I mean, I'd happily pay the Paramount Plus subscription now.
That's
to
it.
watch
Why aren't we
things like
paying
that.
now? Yeah, it's fine.
So I don't understand what the delay is. Howard, this is Howard Riptide. Apparently Netflix still said he lives in, is it Michigan? Howard.
DVDs through the postal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you know that?
Blimey, I didn't know that.
Look, there we go. We've got a model there, Troy. So Roban makes the scale Airwolf. The flying H1 system can be put in it. No way.
Wow.
Troy's really into his remote control stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm telling you, some of the pictures he sent me. Oh, hello. This is my mother.
Hey. Hey, Elaine.
I heard you've been infiltrating Charlotte's garden today.
Yeah, that's not code. That's Charlotte's actual back garden.
She says she's stealing plants.
Yeah, you've got to stop breaking into your granddaughter's house and stealing plants.
The first video. What's the first video you rented?
I think it was Flash Gordon.
Really?
Yeah. Dad brought this newfangled contraption home, and it was amazing. And we didn't know what it was, and he's like, "We can watch movies on this, kids." And we all thought he was insane. And then 2 days later, he came back in on the weekend with Flash Gordon.
Wow.
And then he took us to the shop after to see what other movies they had. And that was pretty much just Flash Gordon. So,
well, you're gonna love this. I remember the first video that I rented. Yeah. Now I don't know if it's whether we weren't posh enough or whatever, but we had a Betamax player. We didn't have a VHS player.
Betamax was a far superior machine.
Yeah, I know.
In every way, but obviously VHS took the lion's share of the market.
The first two films we rented, bearing in mind when this came out, 84, so I was 11. So please don't judge me on the films I got here, because one of them was an 18 rated film. Was
probably anything available.
I think it was Brian De Palma's film Dressed to Kill. That was one of the first films I got.
Nice, yeah.
And the second one I got out with that was Jaws 2.
Jaws
2.
Classic.
And I loved it. I absolutely loved it back in the day. So that's the first two films I ever rented on Betamax. So
wow. Betamax, God.
But I still love Flash Gordon. We keep talking about I want to build the Ajax.
Yeah.
The ship. And I've seen it. There has been a model out, but it's discontinued now.
Really? Oh.
So first video I rented was Conan. Which one, the Barbarian or the Destroyer?
Do you know, I think that was one of the ones that was available at the time. Yeah,
was it?
But obviously we were just kids and Dad wasn't going to let us watch that. Turns out it was fine.
But you've got to remember, between the ages of, say, 11, 12, 13, so between the ages of 11 and 13 we got hit by in 1984, we got hit by the dreaded Video Nasties list. But by then I had seen them all.
Right, yeah.
So I had seen Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox, The Burning, Last House on the Left.
You liked all that
I Spit on Your Grave. Yeah, I'd seen them all.
insane stuff, didn't you?
I was really a fan. Nightmares in a Damaged Brain, Maniac, Driller Killer. I can reel them
Driller
off.
Killer, yeah. I remember
Because-
Driller Killer.
Because I just love that era of horror. I think it's brilliant. I don't think you're ever going to repeat that because I think it's the time.
Do you
it
ever
came
see
out.
that comedy Garth Marenghi's Dark Place?
Yes,
Yeah, all of his books, Stab and Rat and Stab 2. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, it was classic.
Lou, I once got a couple of videos that were exactly 1 year overdue. After many calls, they thought we wouldn't notice. If they stop calling, they'll go away.
That's it. Shh. Lie on the floor.
But saying that, Lou, we did get films which mysteriously turned off. The system had wrote them off. Do you remember? They'd have to write them back on again because it had thought it'd never get them back. You had an
Yeah.
auto write-off after 15 days. Do you remember?
That's right.
I don't know why I remember some of this stuff. I
I
could
know.
probably still use the
It was
old system.
probably, I mean, I think one of the most difficult things we did there was probably trying to find movies that people wanted because the catalogues were quite limited at the time. But you'd go through, pour through, call
Yeah.
TN, who were they, TNH or something, whoever they were, whoever we ordered movies from. Sort of
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
For special orders. And
THE.
Yeah, THE, yeah.
Yeah.
A special order day was just a nightmare. Literally half the stuff we were asking for, they just didn't have.
Alex
I
has
mean-
got a good point here. He says because the American disc wouldn't have had a BBFC classification, that's probably why they got
Of
confiscated.
course, yeah, because we're always
Yeah.
dragging our heels with that stuff. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it didn't help the problem because people would just do what I did and import them. So, so what's the difference? It's just making it harder for the individual. There's no problem in importing these things. Just so you know, customs would still open them and make sure they weren't, risky stuff, if you
Yeah.
like, and get them. That's why I had all the laserdiscs. I remember going to America in '97 and most of my suitcase was full of laserdiscs. I remember Star Trek: First Contact was included in that as well.
Wow.
That was one of the ones I bought out there.
Assimilate
So-
this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Worf.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Thank you for that. You just jogged my memory there. I still remember after a time it was Purple Rain. Oh my god!
Rain. Wow.
You managed to sell 50 VHS tapes to my local Blockbusters 2 days before they stopped selling them as pre-owned. They only paid 40p per tape. When we were there, we didn't have that system, did we? We couldn't.
No.
We didn't buy back
You
tapes.
can buy back tapes.
Yeah, that was prior to 2000. They must have done that. I think when GameStop or what was their other store? Game something. Gameplay. They
No, I
had
think
another
it was-
store
yeah.
which started to buy old.
I think it
games
was
and
just
stuff like
Game, wasn't it?
that. No, game. I don't know.
I think it was just Game.
Game Station.
No, it was purple. It was just.
Yeah,
it was
that's
just
Game was purple. No, the one that Blockbuster had.
Oh,
Game Station. I'm sure. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I never worked for them, so who knows? Paramount does stream the Halo series. I wouldn't know. I understand that Paramount Plus has got the lost. What's
Cities
the film
of Gold?
called?
No, sorry,
Children
I've gone back
of
even
the sun.
exactly. I've gone even further back. We're back with Musker Hounds and all sorts of other things.
Oh, the Musker Hounds. Everyone loves the
dear,
Musker Hounds.
classic.
Um,
That's it.
The
G-Force.
lost.
I'm just going to start
The Lost
shouting
City.
cartoons out.
The Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum film. That's Tatum.
Oh,
Tatum. That's
Ta-
just gone out to
It's
cinema here.
Channing. No, Tanning Chatham. No, one of those ones. He's good fun.
As Audrey 2 would say, supper time. Feed me, Lou. Feed me now.
Oh my god.
You know what, Lou? I don't know if you're still here. You might have gone, but I'd love a model of Audrey.
Yeah, that would be
Would
pretty
you?
cool.
My buddy gets the movie bootlegged on his PC from the day the theatres release the movies, even though they're throwing that on their adverts. Really, God. But if I was challenged in the film industry to reduce piracy, that's what I'd do. Then I can understand why there needs to be a window between the cinema and the release of a DVD, because other countries around the world, because of the way they do it, have to stagger release, and they want to get the maximum investment they can from the cinema release and then the distribution release of those things. What I don't understand is why that window's so long. Although saying that since the pandemic, that window's closed.
It's got a lot
considerably.
better. Yeah, it's got a lot shorter.
But I just can't see why you can't make it available for everyone at the same time. The only reason I can think why that is for promotion. So if you want Tom Cruise to promote Mission Impossible in England, you can't have him in America at the same time as well.
Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah.
So I don't know. But then you can understand if that's spread out over like three months.
Yeah.
But not sometimes. There's been films released in America, especially Disney years ago, that we wouldn't get for like 8 or 9 months
Yeah.
later. Do you remember that?
And now Disney release their movies
Yeah.
practically at the same time on their, their cinemas they do on their streaming platforms.
So Russell the Mustang, he's seen them. He's seen both the he's seen
Yeah.
the Cobra and the White
Amazing.
Super Snake. He's said you've had the tour, haven't you?
that's it. I've had the full the 20-cent tour. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good.
Something's
good.
just occurred to me. There we go. I'm just going to move that back there. That's okay. Just going to put that like that because the camera's not centered there. That's better. Right, cool.
That's better.
The very first VHS I bought was Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Oh, Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
I liked it.
Everyone in nurse outfits. It was bizarre, and it was.
I liked it, but I didn't like the boring. Let's look at the Enterprise from every angle we can possibly film.
It was. Yeah, let's face it. It was probably the most boring Star Trek movie ever. it was so bad. I liked the V'Ger thing. It was cool.
But then the Wrath of Khan, the Law of Evens, because
That was-
all the Even films were pretty
Yeah.
cool, weren't they?
Yeah.
So.
Well, some of them. I liked it. Khan was good. Yeah, I enjoyed Undiscovered Country. 6 was good. I liked that. First Contact was good. I liked that.
As a fun note, I don't think I've got it on here, Chris, but that bridge photo was taken in Vegas. When
Where else? Yeah.
what you don't
Hilton.
see, I mean, you can see this on the live stream because it's the thumbnail for the live stream. We were not exactly sober. We had been on the Warp Core bridges, which I've mentioned before was a great big goldfish bowl.
Goldfish bowl full
Rum.
of about 5 different spirits, all bubbling over with
dry ice. Yeah,
A couple of straws, and yeah,
yeah.
it was about 3 of those.
It was made for 2, but we had 1 each first to start off with.
Yeah, 1 each to ease our way into the experience.
So yeah, so we drank that. We did the tour. I had to leave the tour because I needed the toilet.
yeah,
Do
you
you remember?
vanished, didn't you? That's right.
I vanished. I'm sure someone was
I
trying to
didn't
put me in
see
a
him
concert.
again. I think I'd gone round again before I saw him again.
And then when he found me again, I was in the bar with another Warp Core bridge. And then I remember that night, I said I mentioned this in the stream before, but we had tickets for Penn and Teller. The second time we bought them, because the first time we got the date wrong. The second time
That's right.
you were plastered, you just couldn't do it. So I went and I felt awful coming back. Needless to say, we steered away from Warp Core bridges after that.
That's it. Crumbs.
What made
That was
Betamax
good fun.
better was the sound and picture quality. So why did it? I think it's because they didn't.
And it was what did they call it in those days? Was it long view? You could put a lot more info on a Betamax disc. You could put more movies on. VHS literally had just 1 movie on it or a couple of shows, but Betamax you could fit maybe 2 or 3 films onto it, sort of thing.
You know what? I was watching that the other day. The Warriors. Someone's first film was the
Oh,
Warriors.
the Warriors come out to play! Eh? Oh, they were it was the worst. I mean, they were strictly. Considering they were supposed to be a hardcore gang, not once did you see them boost a car or boost a van or something to try and get home. No, they were strictly like a
transit,
transit gang. Yeah, just
we can only go on the
jumping
underground.
on and off the underground, and it's just what's next? You're going to get on a bus? So what's happening? Just come on, Warriors.
RF's got a good point, and I've heard this before. That the only reason VHS won because they actually sold porn movies on them. They didn't on Betamax.
Yeah, could have been. Yeah, that's it. Plus, it must have been a much cheaper format to run. Sony just blitzed the whole market, didn't they?
Oh, William, you drove all night. Oh my God, you'll have to watch this on demand. Now, William is the guy who got the plate there.
Oh,
which he loved,
fantastic
the,
sign! Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
the LA even though
That's
he's
it.
not a Rams fan,
Yeah, but Detroit Lions quarterback for many years, Mr. Matt Stafford. He's the one who took you all the way to the Super Bowl. You're welcome. You're welcome. Validation.
Carl, you got Star Wars and Godzilla on VHS. Now, was that the Godzilla with Matthew Broderick?
No, if he's talking Star Wars and the original, that must be like the original Godzilla.
Yeah,
Yeah, Matthew Broderick wouldn't have been.
but then it could have
VHS
been
days, would it?
that could have been Phantom Menace. I don't know.
No,
Yeah, because
he's saying VHS. So
yeah, Phantom
Was that
Menace would have
ever-
been VHS. I'm
was
sure it
that
would have.
released on VHS? No, we had DVDs by then.
When
Surely.
did Phantom Menace come out? That was the
I
90s.
have no idea. I'm blocking it all out. It was so bad. I mean, for me, the movie was just Obi fighting. What's his face? Darth
Maul.
Maul. That's the guy. Yeah. See, can't even remember, gang. Sorry. Yeah, that was the movie for me. Just that fight sequence. That was great.
I'm good, Andrew. It's all cool. Hello, Lauren. How's it going? And the Jamesy boy. Did you see that your plaque's now on the workshop with your Scottish flag? You know what? I think I've got more Scottish flags on that workshop now than any other flag. I should have started putting people's location flags on it. GameStop, Game Station. It was Game Station. I'm sure it was Game Station.
Game Station. Right.
The Lost City. Thank you, John.
Lost City. Well, way to go. I'm so pleased that these people know what the hell they're doing.
Oh, no, definitely. Spam. Oh, we got spam. We have got spam. I can get rid of that. Watch, look, block user on YouTube. Batting.
Somebody's spamming you.
Yeah, they're telling me to go to this adult site.
Do we have time for that, gang?
No,
I don't think we
I
do.
don't think so.
You know, not right
Sorry,
now.
but no.
Thank you, but
We
no.
have a spammer. Mike, I always said you know you've made it if you get spammers in your stream.
Yeah, that's it.
Wayne saying risky tapes too much has attracted dating sites, man. It must be. It must be part of the. It's part of the algorithm, Will.
They're on to you.
You remember renting out Star Wars for £1 a week from a guy who came round with VHS in a suitcase? Oh my god! You know what? I've got a funny story,
yeah.
Nicholas. How's this? That I wanted, right? Let me think. The Andrew Lloyd Webber Cats, yeah, the musical,
crumbs,
right?
yeah.
I wanted to watch that, and I wanted my mum to get me a Christmas film. Now I could have been about 10 or 11, right? So she got me The Monsters Christmas, right? Now, if you've never seen it, it's a New Zealand film, right? And it's the funniest thing you're ever going to see, right? Because as a matter of fact, do a search on YouTube for Monsters Christmas, right? And just watch one of the songs from it. It's just completely mental. But she didn't get me Cats the musical. She got me Cats the Stephen King horror. And I think that's why I am the way here now. Cat's Eye, I think. Cat's Eye.
Cat's Eye,
yeah. Yeah, it was...
I get them all mixed up. Cat's Eye, cat
so,
people, whatever it is.
And that's probably what got me onto the path of these video nasties, you know, because I was fascinated.
It could have been, yeah, your own mother. Thank you, Elaine. That was all your fault.
Mrs. Wilder-Rain got rid of the spammer. Don't panic, Mr. Bannery. I had a Panasonic Laserdisc, but again, in this country, you had to get it chipped to play the Region Zero. And you had to do two different kinds of Laserdiscs from Panasonic. One which would have the slow pause, and you'd have to turn the disc over, or the one that you didn't have to turn the disc over, and it would play both sides.
Yeah.
So that was quite handy. But then most of my Laserdiscs, especially from Warner Brothers for some reason, got the dreaded laser rot. Do you remember that? The mask and stuff. The mask Jim Carrey is one that I can think of. That it would play fine one day. I'd go back to the film about 3 months later, and you got all these speckles on the screen.
It was almost like the resin started to...
Yeah, I do think laser rot was quite a big thing. Have you watched the Batman yet? Yes, I enjoyed it.
It was awesome.
I think it went on for a bit long, and it was very dark. I don't think it needed to be that dark. I think every Batman film, the director says, let's turn down the brightness a bit more.
As a Batman reader, Detective Comics, the darker the better. It's got to be, if you can just have bats with just his eyes, that's all you need.
You'll just have
Comic
cells of black squares.
It's just all black squares with his eyes saying menacing things after he's, accidentally caved in some old woman's chest, and he doesn't blame himself. That's just bats.
There used to be a gap between US and UK movie release. They literally had to ship the movie reels from country to country. Yeah, but some of those gaps were silly. 8 and 9 months tripod, Tony. But I don't know. I mean, in this stage of digital, I just can't see that being a thing anymore.
Is Tripod Tony boasting, or is he just a big fan of the tripods?
I might be.
Answer us now, Tony.
Yeah. What kind of tripods? As in the BBC series or Waterworks?
Both are good. I enjoyed the series. It was chilling. I remember, so I can't remember how old I was. I was a kid watching that. That was as terrifying as watching the Hulk out.
HD DVD versus Blu-ray. I don't know what HD DVD. Oh, I remember HD. You're talking about the old Toshiba brand, I think, wasn't it? HD DVD. Toshiba bought out HD DVD and Blu-ray, and it was which one's going to compete. I actually bought the HD DVD player for the Xbox,
right? And
then it didn't go into the Blu-ray one.
Yeah, that's it.
Hi, well, I've got some news on the Spitfire if you're interested. Yes, please. Cool. Please put it in chat, Mick. Porn always influences. Trying to get rid of VHS there. The reason Beta was far superior to VHS, there we go, was the record head moved more magnetic particles than VHS. VHS machines outsold Beta 3-1 in the US, which led to the VHS boom. Wow. But then Sony got their act together with a PlayStation, so that was part.
They sure did.
Funny enough, Phil, in this country, let me just go back to your comment. In this country, when I was working for Blockbusters, we went to like the secret launch before the PlayStation came out. So they all bundled us into a hotel in Heathrow to show us what the PlayStation 1, and they openly admitted we screwed up with our video console. They're not going to screw up again, and obviously the PlayStation's now. They made good on that promise.
That's it.
You contact Hashi Partwood to explain to them, I want to return the Spitfire because it's not fit for purpose because of all the problems. I've heard a lot of people do that. I don't know. Is there any more to that, Mick? You got to the Back to the Future box set, all 3 movies on VHS and still more. I know a lot of people that still got the Star Wars Laserdisc box set and the Star Wars VHS before George Lucas tampered with it.
Yeah.
before George Lucas wanted to disappoint us some more.
Oh, George.
There you go. Look, yeah, episode 1 and 2 were on VHS.
Really?
So, yeah.
Holy spagoli.
You got to remember, right? When I was at
You're
Dixon's,
a blockbuster way longer than I was.
when I was at Dixon's in 2001,
yeah,
The Fellowship of the Ring had come out.
Oh wow, yeah.
So look how far they go. This will make you old,
Rounds.
right? Sorry,
getting old makes me old.
This is going to make you really old. Do you remember when me, you, and Mark went to see Fight Club at Port Solent?
Yeah. 1999.
1999.
Explain it to you on the way out. 1999.
That was. No. Yeah, 23 years ago.
Holy crud.
and from what I remember, do you remember it was Phil Juptus was in the cinema?
That's right. Christ, how do you remember these things? Oh, unbelievable.
Long-term memory, I'm great.
Short-term
memory,
no idea. No idea. Your daughter came round earlier. That was like an hour ago. You cool with that?
Did she? Did you get your Batman bottle opener free gift? I didn't actually send off for it, Alex, because I sent off the free gift for the Hogwarts.
Instead, we're using a Jaws barrel.
Yeah,
so
see, it's an opener as well. Look, you see. So I didn't bother in the end. Look, this is a bottle opener. It's great, isn't it? You got to love the old Jaws memorabilia, that's for sure.
That's it.
I'll keep you updated on the progress once customer service come back to me. Mick, I know a lot of people have had problems. I'm not sure what Hachette can do, to be honest with you.
Apologise profusely and give everyone their
Pioneer, thank you, Anthony. It was Pioneer. You're absolutely right. It wasn't Panasonic. Although I did have a Panasonic re-recordable DVD player.
Whoa.
Zombie Dawn of the Dead in the mall. Oh, Dawn of the Dead was a great film.
Dawn of the Dead.
And I've got a quote.
Favourites.
I've got a quote. I've actually met Tom Savini, the makeup artist. He actually gave us a makeup demonstration in Watford. Yeah. I love Tom. I like Rick Baker. I like Tom Savini. Awesome. I also like Dane Johnson, who did all the makeup for Buffy and Angel. Remember we met him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember we met him?
Yeah, we met him.
Russell's been to some of the conventions we've been to, especially for some of the Joss Whedon stuff, the Angel.
Yeah, Angel. We went, what was it called?
End of Days.
End of Days. That's right. Yeah, it was all Angel stuff and Angel actors and all sorts of gubbins going on. It was at that moment I realised that I was a fan of Buffy and Angel. It was great shows, but I realised when we got there that we weren't fans, not real fans. These people were insane. The amount of people that were there that were dressed up and
Paul Jordan's still got a Laserdisc player and loads of Laserdiscs. Wow. But one being the Ritual series, there you go. I said loads of people still got that, didn't I? Andrew Cutt says, is there any sign of the Black Hawks film coming out? Don't know. I don't remember that, I have to say. And Wayne, do you remember Britannia? Getting videos from Britannia, it was like a subscription thing where you'd pick 3 films each month and they'd send you those films. Yeah. Wow. That was a blast from the past, Wayne. Yeah, now we were just discussing this, Dawes, so that window seems to have closed. I mean, Black Widow, that was out
the day it came out in the cinema.
Pretty much, yeah. And there was another one which was only a really short gap, especially Disney now. I think they've cottoned on to the fact that
Shang-Chi came out.
Yeah, all of those.
You know, it was. Yeah, they're smashing it out as quickly as possible now.
BSB versus Sky. Do you remember those? Wow. That's probably out of your... See, that was, for me, that was a big thing, because in Dixon's, we were selling either one or the other, because BSB had like the square or diamond-shaped satellite dish compared to Sky. Charlotte, here we go. Hello, Charlotte. Hope you had a good stream, Dad and Uncle Russell.
Hey, sweetie. It was great to see you earlier. Really good.
We've been enjoying ourselves, and I'm on my second... wow, I've just been drinking from the beer and the Terminator mug tonight. So, did Blockbuster do Sega Saturn? We did. We
Blockbuster?
Blockbuster, yes.
Oh, no. Put that down. No more for you. Cutting you off.
We did the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. We did the Xbox...
Oh, no, we did the Sega Saturn.
Yeah, we did do the Saturn. That's what he's saying. Did we do the Xbox? I can't remember.
That must have been after my time.
Yeah, we definitely did PlayStation 1 and Sega Saturn at the same time.
Yeah.
And believe me, when people didn't return that, we made them leave a check or something for 400 quid or something.
It was a massive amount of money. Yeah, the deposit was huge.
Yes, you're right. Titanic was on 2 VHS tape, but we won the award. Do you remember for the most pre-sales of Titanic?
That's right. Killed it.
I think we did in the pre-order period before the film came out.
That was Brajesh and I. Yeah. You were egging us on non-stop.
About 2,500 pre-orders we did just in one store.
Could you imagine literally asking every customer, "Would you like to pre-order Titanic?" Non-stop.
You saw Star Wars 1 and 2. This is Chris Hurst in Leicester Square as a double header while I was in university. Wow. The only film I've ever seen in Leicester Square was The Karate Kid 2. My brother took me to see it, and that was the premiere.
Karate Kid 2.
Loved it. But I've been to Leicester Square loads of times for the openings and stuff.
Yeah.
I still have the making of Star Wars on VHS. Have you got the Star Wars Holiday Special now, Adrian?
Wow. Yeah. And should you really have it? Should anybody?
Mapak, do you you have hearing problems? Can't you use an induction system? Because they do have here. Where are you based? They have the you can either plug in or you can actually use an induction system. So it's kind of like wearing headphones or something that attunes to a hearing aid. I don't know if that helps.
If you've got AirPods, they'll work.
Yeah.
If you turn transparency mode on or off, that should.
Mark Deacon, when he used to go to Hong Kong, which was like the capital of bootleg back then, you remember, like your film spread over 2 CDs.
It was.
Your film. Buffy is cool. We loved her old Buffy and
yeah, they were great shows.
Plasma versus LCD. LCD every time. Plasma TVs. Yeah, they didn't last.
2
they
seconds.
leaked. Yeah, you couldn't watch them at a funny angle.
That's it.
Well, anyway, Stone the pre-runner to Mad Max. Really, the Mad
Sorry?
Max. Wayne, Stone the pre-runner to Mad Max. I don't remember. Stone was like I remember this. It was like a Hell's Angels movie. You don't remember that?
I don't remember. No.
Wow.
Pass me by. Mad Max, of course. Loved it.
Loads of people have still got the VHS of Star Wars. Wow.
Wow.
Don't you mean the original PlayStation? I do. The PlayStation 1.
That's right.
And I can't remember for the life of me what game we were playing on it.
Resident Evil.
I think
it
one
was,
of them.
It was like 1 a.m. We were supposed to have gone home like 2 hours ago, and we started to play Resident Evil. In that first one of the first areas in the game, when the dogs burst through the window.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, you've
Scared
never
the
seen
bejeebus
4
out of
guys scream so loud in your life.
Funny enough, I think when the PlayStation came out, it came with 3 games. One was a car game. I can't remember what it was, but one of them was definitely Twisted
Derby.
Metal. Do you remember Twisted Metal?
Twisted Metal. Oh,
Yeah.
how much fun was that? Oh,
Yeah.
awesome game. Loved
GTA 1.
it. GTA 1.
You were addicted to Grand Theft Auto, but not because of the game.
3.
I'll tell you.
Grand Theft Auto 3 was hilarious.
Was it 3? Russell would just park up his car and click on Talk Radio. Do you remember? Because the guy who did the voice in Talk Radio was just coming out with the most bizarre
Laszlo.
stuff. Yeah,
Laszlo was so good. The guests he had were just so much fun. They were just brilliant. You know, he'd ask for new callers and he'd ask for less insane callers. And so the very next person would be, yeah, I'm not insane. Killer bees. He'd want to talk about killer bees. Like, oh God, no, he's not a lunatic on the line. But yeah, it was just that attention to detail. All the channels were great. I mean, Grand Theft Auto is always.
DRN says yes.
itself,
Stone. That's the one. Yep. It had some of
What
the
was
cast
that?
for Mad Max. Did
it?
The Hell's Angels.
Oh,
I
that's
do
the
remember
look
it
for it,
vaguely. I have seen it, but it was a long time
I'm still
ago.
playing Warriors in my mind. I just can't.
Do you remember The Wanderers? The musical, The Wanderers. Yeah, The Wanderers. And they had the big guy, leave the kid
I
alone.
don't remember the movie very much. No.
Wow, look, we've got another spam bot in here. Quick, block them.
What is going?
It's
Are
one
we
game.
saying things that we shouldn't be saying?
Yeah, I think someone said the P word.
What? Oh, that's what it was it? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
now
we
we're
said
just
that.
getting hammered with, we haven't got
That
time.
was it. Destruction Derby. I know
Destruction Derby,
Twisted
yeah.
Metal was definitely one.
Yeah, Twisted
But,
Metal.
yeah, Destruction Derby. I
those
can't
big
remember.
ones.
Oh, Tekken 3.
Oh yeah,
That was it, yeah.
Enter the Tekken, and then we proceed to bash every button that we possibly could, and someone would win.
Christian saying Vice City. You played Vice City as well.
Yeah,
You were pretty much on
I
it.
played, I played Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, whatever one was after that.
I think that was 4. Vice
San
City, wasn't
Andreas. And then after San Andreas,
because you pretty much was up to PlayStation
I
2.
didn't really.
And
yeah,
after
I
PlayStation 2, you didn't
that was
really
it,
go any further, did you? So
Dynasty Warriors just blew, just
Metal Gear Solid.
charging around.
That's another one.
It was all good fun.
Have a good night. Yeah, see you on the 28th, Phil. You take care. God bless. As a matter of fact, it's now coming that time. That's gone quick, hasn't
That's
it?
it. Crumbs. What was that? Is that 9 already?
It's 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's coming up
Do
to
you
9
do
o'clock.
extended feeds?
Not really. Because we could be here all night and you really don't want to be seeing us talking all night. This is just an insight of where we get our humour from. I get my humour from Russell. So when I'm on the channel, this is the sort of thing that we're discussing. And this is why our memory for films and stuff is pretty good. Command and Conquer.
Everyone in the community is really sparking our memory.
Yeah,
Just
memory, Command and Conquer.
imagine that. Yeah,
As a matter of fact,
Command and Conquer, my God, we were on it all the time.
your brother was playing Command and Conquer Red Alert.
Really?
Insomnia, yeah.
Holy
And you know what he said after 3 minutes? I forgot how crap this game is.
Yeah, I can imagine now. Yeah, after all these years, yeah, probably a little bit dated. Yeah, a little bit dated.
But listen, I hope you've liked that little blast to the past of what we've been up to. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to have to do what they call a naked gun ending. You don't know about this, but basically the
Thank you for having me.
stream ends 30 seconds after we finish. If we cut it off now, then they'll cut us off in mid-flow. So we have to keep perfectly still for a good 20 seconds. Okay? So take care, everyone. See you later.